Tutorial time. Howdy, I am a Hero Dogs, and this little guy over here is Baobao, a TTS buddy I made who costs exactly $0 to operate.
You may have seen other VTubers with TTS buddies who operate like I do.
But a lot of those involve using a program which you have to pay for, and while I totally encourage supporting developers of useful streaming tools, not all of us have that kind of cash to go around, so this is a scuffed way to get the exact same effect. Step number 1 is getting your TTS set up. Isaiah Creative Bot is what I use, though arguably any free TTS service is going to work so long as you can reroute it using the same method we're going to use here and convince your computer into thinking it's a microphone input. If you can't do that, it's not going to work out for you so well. So that's why I use the TTS service that I use, that, and it's super easy to set up. All you gotta do is enter in your Twitch login, get all that set up. It should just hook up naturally with the login you already got on your web service. And then you're gonna click login, you're gonna click go to dashboard, and you're gonna go to rewards and create new reward. Once here, you can title it, decide how many points you want to charge for it, and make sure you click this little toggle here to make it so that people have to enter in text, because otherwise it ain't gonna work so good. Once you got that reward set up, you're gonna want to go and click on that reward, add features, and decide what kind of voice you want. Any voice will work. There's a couple of premium voices associated with this particular service, but there's plenty of options to choose from even in the entirely free options that are listed here. Now, once you got all that set up, you're gonna want to go to your profile, you're gonna want to find your alert page URL, slap that in a web browser on every part of your stream that you want the TTS to work on, and you should be good to go. Now, this URL is associated with your account, so you're going to want to keep that secret, which is why I'm going to block it out right here. And after you got the little web browser all set up, you're going to want to set to monitor your audio output. That way you can actually hear what it is that your TTS is saying. And we're just going to do a little test. If you're using Streamlabs, just click the redeem button and give it a looky-loo.
This is just a test. Wow.
Now that that is all up and running, we're going to have to do the part where we trick your computer into thinking that OBS or Streamlabs is a microphone. In order to run this audio through VTube Studios, we're going to have to get a virtual cable. This is the service I use for my virtual cable. I know that the website looks kind of sketchy. It just has like old website disease. I promise I've not had any problems with it, and a lot of other VTubers use it. So hey, if there's something wrong with it, please tell me, because I'm also in trouble. Just hit that download link, then you're going to want to unzip it into a little folder, and you're going to want to run that and install it all nice and good. Once that's installed, you should see a window that looks somewhat like this, and once you see that, you know you're good to go. Okay, now it's time to get weird with it. Step 1, we're going to go into the systems, we're going to go into sound, and then we're going to hit more sound settings. That should bring up this little window here. Scroll down and you'll find your new friend, the virtual audio cable. Right click that to get the properties. Now go to listen, click listen to this device, and select whatever audio device you use while you're streaming. For me, this is my headphones, so that comes through listed as just speakers. We're going to click that, click apply and OK. We do this because once we run everything through Streamlabs, through the virtual cable, we won't really be able to hear it because it's going to be using that the same way it might use a speaker. So this way, it will run it through the virtual cable, but you'll also be able to hear whatever the virtual cable is currently doing. Now we're going to dip over back into Streamlabs or OBS, and we're going to swap the audio monitoring device to our virtual cable. That means any sound that OBS makes will now go directly into our virtual cable. That unfortunately also includes alerts, raid messages, follower alerts, etc. I don't really mind that because my little Baobao is, he's got parrot syndrome, which means he can make any sound, but I suggest that if you have something that's a little bit more not like that you just sort of theme all your audio inputs around what your TTS baby is going to sound like. Once all that's set up, the next step should be easy enough. It's time to open up your TTS buddy. Now, before we get too into the weeds, we just want to make sure that our microphone is working effectively. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here on the main settings, and we're going to set it to look at our microphone. So we're going to click this little microphone box, and then we're going to adjust it so it is pulling from our virtual cable. Then we're going to just give it a little test, see how it's going.
This is test.
So long as you can see these bars going up and down, that means it's definitely tracking what you want it to be tracking. So we're going to go into the parameters setting, and as you can see, there's a lot of parameters here on this little default model. Now, we're going to scroll all the way down until we get to the mouth shapes. That's going to be mouth smile and mouth open. We're going to start with mouth smile. We're going to set that to voice frequency on the microphone. That's going to change the sort of like shape of the mouth, sort of to get like the I-E-O, like sort of like shapy bits. Then we're going to be going to the mouth open. We're just going to set that to volume. That way, no matter what happens, if there's noise coming out of the TTS bot, it should also be opening the mouth on your TTS buddy.
Wow, wah.
And whambo bambo, you got a little friend! Now, this ain't the perfect way to do things. I ain't even gonna say it's the right way to do things, but it should work out effectively enough for you to have your little TTS button, and hey, it's free. And if you happen to use this method, feel free to let me know. I want to check y'all out, see what you're doing with it. But that's all I got for this time. So until next time, bye-bye, y'all.